haven't done anything for anybody. They've caused a lot of questions to come up, and we really haven't had any answers.
It's a bunch of granite sticking out of the ground that's nice and pretty, but I'm not sure what it really stands for.
The best I can understand it is for a good cause. I mean, it's nationwide, worldwide.
Six slabs of granite stand 19 feet above a North Georgia cow pasture. On each side of the 4 outside stones, the same set of what could be called the 10 Commandments for the future of mankind. Each set is translated into one of 8 languages. On the sides of the capstone, the same message written in 4 dead languages: Babylonian cuneiform, Egyptian hieroglyphics, classical Greek, and Sanskrit. That message? Let these be a guide stone to an age of reason. These, then, are the Georgia Guidestones. To see this monument is to fill your mind with questions. Who put it up? Why? What is the meaning of the commandments? Why the 12 languages? Why here? Why now? Why? Most can be answered. Some cannot. On a Friday afternoon in June 2 years ago, a man calling himself R.C. Christian walked into the Elberton Granite Finishing Company in Elberton, Georgia. He spoke with the company's owner, who happened to be the town's mayor, Joe Fendly. Fendly told this Mr. Christian that a project this grandiose would require financing through a local bank, so he sent him to the president of the Granite City Bank, his friend Wyatt Martin. Martin was to become the intermediary between Mr. Christian and the rest of the community. He soon learned that the name R.C. Christian was a pseudonym, that this man represented a group of people who had spent the last 20 years pondering the fate of mankind, and that the thought behind this project went to the core of our current and future existence.
The thought that if there was a Holocaust that came into the world today, the civilized world, this would be one of the most enduring things in a rural setting like it is that would probably help mankind to reestablish civilization.
Under the supervision of Joe Fendly, guided by the strict requirements of the mysterious Mr. Christian and friends, blocks of high-quality granite were pulled from the Pyramid Quarry. The blocks you see here weigh between 18 and 20 tons. The blocks pulled for the Guidestones were 10 tons heavier. It was the most complex and costly undertaking in Elberton's history.
There was some skepticism that we would ever erect it, obviously, and some of my friends joked that, that we were embarked on a project that was too grandiose, too large. All of these people just didn't think that it would be done in Elberton, Georgia.
But the granite was pulled. The 91 words that created a new social contract were translated into 7 languages besides English and sandblasted onto the sides of the great stone slabs. And in March of 1980, the project was finished. The Guidestones are located on a 5-acre plot of land some 7 miles north of Elberton. The land was offered by Wayne Mullinex, a grading contractor who also raises Santa Gertrudis cattle. Mullinex had been asked to put in the foundation and figured this spot would be ideal. Now people come from all over as far as Canada to look at the Guidestones and to ask questions. Mullinex talks to them, and while some may not take the Guidestones seriously, he does.
Say some people are trying to make a joke out of it, and I don't believe it's not a joke, but some people have to have their fun, you know.
But you don't think it's a joke?
No, not really. I don't know why it's put here, and I can't answer the questions except you just read the meanings, and it is meaningful. But no, I don't know why it's put here.
One of the reasons it is here is scientific. The designers called for holes and slots in astronomically calculated places to allow survivors of a nuclear, economic, or social holocaust to reestablish the compass, the calendar, and the clock. But it is their philosophical significance that intrigues. These 10 rules by which to recreate civilization are in the 8 languages now spoken by most of the world's population: English, Russian, Chinese, Spanish, Swahili, Arabic, Hindu, Hebrew. They are simple words with universal application. Unite humanity with a living new language. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. They speak to fair laws and just courts, the use of reason and balance, and a respect for nature. You would be hard-pressed to find a less likely spot for the cradle of our next civilization than Elberton, Georgia, but its winters are mild and its granite is plentiful and relatively inexpensive. Ah, but the real mystery of the Georgia Guidestones is who? Who is R.C. Christian? Who are his friends? What kind of people would spend 20 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars to erect a monument to the future of mankind? Wyatt Martin knows, but he is sworn to secrecy. A secrecy he relishes.
The mere fact that it is a mystery as to the identity of the people will lead others to come and look at the stones and wonder who put those stones there.
Is this really R.C. Christian? Or this? Though both Wyatt Martin and Joe Fendly admit to having a bit of promoter in them, both say Mr. Christian is real and not them. Publicity stunt or Guidestones to an age of reason? P.T. Barnum or Apocalypse Now? We may never know. But this incredible monument in a North Georgia cow pasture has people talking and thinking. And maybe that's the point. Marc Pickard, Action News.